Well, that was fun. What a great homestand to leave on. Hellickson, what is he, 4-0 now? This guy, sometimes I watch him pitch. When he's doing it right, he looks like he's just playing catch with the catcher. And just catcher puts down a location and he throws it there and they throw it back, just like they're having a game of catch. Really a super job for him. Joely got one out, but Nishek, Benoit, and Neris did a real fine job in another close game. Odubel drove in a couple runs with a fielder's choice and a ground ball, and then real good to see Stassi get that RBI. Real good because it was a winning run. Franco swinging the bat better. Freddie swung the bat very well, and great slide by Saunders to score there. That was a nice, kind of a fadeaway slide. So I'm just real happy leaving town with a great homestand.
Freddie's been swinging the bat really well. Do you think it was a little extra motivation when you putting him in the 2-hole?
I don't know. The reason I did that was because I wanted to get everybody playing time, so that kind of mixed up the lineup a little bit. But Freddie had real good numbers off of Volquez, so I said, why not try it? And I'm sure it did. He felt good about himself. He's hitting the ball very well. He could have had a couple more hits also.
Check at bat against Stanton was obviously very.
That was huge. You know what Stanton is, what he's capable of doing, and he just did a fine job on him. It was good to see the bullpen's really been doing a good job for us.
You talked a little bit about Stanton and how you guys have kind of had his number for the last couple of years. And is there any way to explain that? Because the previous years before that,
Well, it's interesting, but it's like with anybody. If you make quality pitches against quality hitters, more often than not, you're going to get them out. And for whatever reason, we seem to make a lot of quality pitches against that guy, because I don't know if they focus more or whatever, but maybe they don't want him to hit the ball back up the middle on him. A little scary.
You're 20 games in. It's a team's best start since 2011. What, if you take a step back, what have you thought about the first 3 or so weeks here?
Well, I'm obviously pleased at the performance of the players. We're coming together as a team. Once again, the starters have given us more innings, which makes it a little bit easier for the bullpen. The bullpen's been doing their job. We're getting timely hitting, holding down the fort. It's a good feeling. We just got to continue that for a little bit longer than we did last year.
Hellickson pitched out of those 2 jams with 2 runners on in the 4th and the 5th. Do you think it's his experience or his command or his stuff that allows him to do that, or a combination of the two?
I think it's a combination of all of it. The experience comes out in tough situations. He's one of those guys that understands that throwing the ball harder isn't better than throwing it softer. And he's got such a good changeup and such a good curveball that when he's locating his fastball, he gets hitters out with all 3 of those pitches.
Pete, since the start of last season, Hellickson's thrown more changeups to right-handed hitters than any right-handed pitcher in baseball. Usually that's not a situation where righty-on-righty pitcher has success with that pitch. What do you think enables him to have that success?
Well, Bob McClure and I had that conversation in the early part of last season. I didn't understand it. I told Mac, I said, I'm not crazy about right-on-right changeup. And he said, Pete, it's such a good changeup that he gets people out with it. And I said, okay, I'll defer to you on this one. And as the season went along, he was right. I mean, he does get it. And if you got that good of a arm action on your changeup that deceives the hitters, and the movement on your changeup like he does that deceives hitters, you can get anybody out with it.
You've played pretty much exclusively within your division here through this stretch of the schedule. Now you go to L.A. and Chicago. I mean, 2 teams that were in the LCS last year. Do you view these as litmus test games on where you are right now, kind of how you guys will handle stuff like this?
Well, you know what? For sure, when we looked at the schedule and saw who we were playing the first 2 weeks, we knew we had our work cut out for us. But we've handled them very well. We're going on the road, and we got another test on the road. We've got 2 good teams we're going to be facing, and once again, we're just going to continue to do what we're doing and hope for the best.
You've been able to grind games out. Why is that something maybe that wasn't there last year?
Well, we have a bunch of good guys, and they, as I said, they pull for themselves. They have their lapses here and there, like everybody does. But you know, I know it's a cliche, but the guys don't quit. They just keep pulling for each other and keep playing hard, and they're focused.
Does it help to have the longest tenured guy, Galvis, kind of catalyzing that? He's in the middle of a 9-game hit streak right now.
Yeah, you know, Freddie, as I said, he's one of the leaders on the team by example. He plays hard with energy, and he loves to win, and it shows. That, you know, the guys have a great time after a win, and they don't get too down after they lose, and they come right back and put it behind them, which is what you have to do.
A couple weeks ago, Nishek made Cespedes look kind of silly until he gets the out of Stanton. How important is it to have that funky delivery against power bats late in the game?
It's very important to see that, and the biggest thing about that is hitters don't see that very often. You know, they don't see it all the time. If they saw it all the time, it would be less imposing. But when you have to change your eyesight down to a knee or a ankle level, it's really disruptive. It can get you. The deception is what gets you out.
Ramos okay?
I don't know. I don't have any info on Ramos, so I'm anxious to hear about him. He got hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
Was the decision to take him out there more about the pinch hitter, the lefty pinch hitter they brought in, or the?
I was taking him out anyway.